about how they present themselves. I walk out the house with my family on my back, like everything. You know what I mean? Not they don't. I don't gotta have like a business, like, but my business is me, my family, right? So it's like, oh, you such dad. If I see the principal or you know somebody else's kid dad, and they're like, oh yeah, like so my kid, I represent my kid, and my kid represent me.
When did you learn that though? Like when did you come to that realization that it was that you represented your family?
Well, so having to live that though, having to live that, bro, having to live that, like, so like young age, I'm selling drugs. You know what I mean? I'm in the street doing, you know what I mean? So then you learning that way, right? Because it clicked to me. It wasn't like I was just doing stuff to be playing around and trying to be cool in the street. Like, you know, I was just doing stuff because people were doing it. Like it was a mission. Like my mom was, like I was separated from my mom like early. So like, maybe say like 86, we lived in Norristown, like we moved, right? And the street, like the drug, like hit it. Then, right? So I might have had my mom with me like maybe a year, like 87, 80, you know what I mean? 88 right there where it came in. So it was like survival, like the plague, like I'm like 7, 8 years old and I'm surviving. Like, I'm outside. Like what they say outside, I'm outside. Like, so I'm going, like, and, you know, no disrespect to people today, how they get, if they ain't paying attention, they get caught up in partying. Yeah. Right? So my mom and dad did, and, you know, so it wasn't like she made a conscious decision to say, I don't care about you. It was just, hey, I'm stuck in partying. So it would be like, I'm coming in the house, maybe 10, I'm still, like, I'm just trying to eat. So, you know, but never forgetting that, so that pain, right, of that, and then having to go back and live with my aunt and uncle, and then people would be like, hard, like, rough. That's why your mom, you don't live with your mom or your dad, or they on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that as a kid, getting that.
Yeah. Hurting you.
Right? So then it's like, oh man. Through life experience, understanding like how the lack of representation of mine hurt me. I got no choice but to walk right. You know what I mean? I don't want my, you know, and even I lost that. But when I went to jail, I found me, right? So you talking about maybe short run. So I'm 26 when I go in jail. So it's like maybe 12-year run of that street life. But it was hard. But like, it's me doing that. You know what I mean? So in those times, like in all your life, you deal with, you know, pain. The bully was the drug, right? So when I got older, I'm gonna beat the bully. I'm gonna control the bully. Now I'm the bully though. Yeah. You know what I mean? The same power that took over my house, I now chased, or I got that. So now it's like, but no conscience of what I was doing, man. That was horrible, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like to take over or to tear down for your well-being. That's not a way to live, man. That's horrible, bro.
It's interesting, right? When you're in a survival mode, or just as a child, or like you were saying earlier, you don't have the resource or the information to understand that perspective. You only have the perspective of a child trying to survive. You know, so no right or no wrong, but like human nature, self-preservation. So you're gonna do whatever you feel like you need to do in that moment.
At the time.
Right or wrong.
Yes, yeah, right. Yes.
You know, like you don't look.
That's a fact. Well, that is a fact. Like,
I personally don't judge anyone.
Right. But it's not even about, so even saying judge, right? So it's not like, we gotta understand what, I judging, I cannot judge you for where you gonna go, for whatever you done, that's not for me to judge, that's God. But character, I gotta judge it.
Oh yeah.
I gotta see it, right? So and that's in all in one. So it's like, man, I made where, and that's the illusion today. Like even with the kids or being stuck in that mentality. And I know people. I lost a lot to that mentality street. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about dead, but they dead, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like you can't get out of the fact that you think that's cool,
Yeah.
right? To run, that, oh man, I tell you I love you, you my man. But if your mom come, I'm gonna give it to her.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. That's interesting because when you're able to do that, you realize that it's just about me. Like you may not love
You a selfish, yeah,
you may not even love
yeah.
yourself.
But that's the addiction too.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the chase. It's the chase of what? You don't care because you gonna get what you gonna get out of it. We never forget how we were made to feel in life, right? If one thing is for sure, two things for certain. You never forget how somebody make you feel in life.
Yeah.
You go to the store, they treated you crazy. You like, I ain't going, right? Or, for me, my grandmother was my mother. Like, man, how that lady made me feel, no one has ever made me feel. You know what I mean? As in that standpoint, and then my wife or my kids, or you know what I mean? Those feelings. So I care about that, and I did, man. Even in my wrong, I don't want to. I was trying to be the best of me, even in that. So it wasn't like about none of that, the glitz and glamour. People needed. I took on my people, even to this day. But I took on, like, if people like, yeah, my heart was like, yo, you going through the same thing I'm going through, right? It got you too. So eating popcorn for breakfast and the kid, you know what I'm saying? My little homie, like it was a bunch of us that really was going, that stuff happened to. So it was like, man, and the pain was the common denominator for a lot of us. As friends, you know what I mean? That's how we got through it at the time. Yeah.
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 Yeah, you start to understand that in gangs. I've never been a part of a gang or anything, or I don't know if you have either.
No.
But you do understand it that the fellowship or the connection that people are seeking, the love that you're not getting at home, you might feel like you're getting from that. It might
Right.
not be that, but that's what you're looking for. So
Well, like,
as I
yeah.
got older, I began to understand that. You gave a nice preview of your story right here. Let's back up. Let me intro you real quick. Introduce you to the world.
Okay.
So today we have Mr. Gary Fields Jr., the founder of Ganar Academy.
Yes, yeah.
Ganar Academy here with us today.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
so much for joining us. Thanks for coming in. You said you're
Thank
just
you.
coming from church.
Yes, absolutely. Man. They just came.
How was it?
Church was great, man. Church, one day, going to church, like going and not being in what I've been in for 6 days of my own head, but getting something outside of me talking to me is needed all the time, man. God is
Reset.
amazing. Yeah, reset. Redirect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you always
Recharge.
have that? Did you always have that guiding you?
Man, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like from a young, my grandma, you know what I mean? I used to go to church. She would, like, it was God. Even it was always, that was the generational gift. God.
Yeah.
Whether, you know what I mean? So I had somebody praying, or I see, you know what I mean? Even in life or in my growing, it was always some older people, woman. I'm gonna give it to the woman in my life. Like that was always like, come on, God is good, and I'm praying. And then I ran into some men that showed me what, how it really was, and that was it, man. So yeah, man. I mean, I go through a lot in my life, and I've been through a lot of pain because I love, you know what I mean, so hard. So I don't see, that's the only source, the strength.
Yeah.
You learn it, man. But yeah, I had that. I didn't always know how to use the tool. You know what I mean? And of course, you ran, but it was something always that I knew that was a comfort because I was without so long and so early, right?
Yeah. So you had something that was holding you down in a way.
Yes.
When you had nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting how a lot of us, we always get the game or we get something from women. You know how you just had a recognition of a woman in your life, but why is it always women? Did you have any positive men in your life? I heard you mention some after, but like coming up, did you have any?
Yeah.
You did
So
have some?
both my both my uncles, they both
Okay,
named Daryl, right?
okay.
So
Down, down, shout out.
yeah, my mom's brother Daryl, my dad's brother Daryl, right? So he was like my big brother slash dad, everything, um, my and my other uncle Daryl was been, well, like he was my father figure. You know what I mean? He didn't talk though. He didn't talk much.
Oh yeah.
Neither, like when I say talk, they walk it, but like conversate, like as what we need to understand, like when you go to work or this woman go here, like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, but like he took care of, he took on everything near him, his wife, everything that was touched her, attached to her, he took on. So like, so it was like I know how to be
Through
from them.
watching,
Yeah,
understanding,
yeah.
because just watching, you see. But a lot of times through watching, I don't know about you personally, I learned what not to do
Oh
through
yeah.
watching. Like that was most of what you learned because no one was communicating the right thing to do. So most of the time you're just doing the wrong thing and learning by, okay, don't do that. I bang like that, don't do that. You know?
Right. Well,
Yeah. Just
but
bump your
that's
head.
right, right. But again, like how it made you feel, right?
Hmm.
So how it made you feel teaches you don't do that, right? Because
Yeah.
that'll be like, oh, that's a bad joint. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to not. How I felt, like no disrespect to my father. I'm named after my father, but I learned not to be, how I yearned for him and or in different ways could have used.
Hmm.
There was no way that I wouldn't be that for mine.
Yeah.
But then when I saw dads that taught me how to be too, like, oh man, because my uncle, he ain't never go to no games or nothing like
Hmm.
that, or even interest. He was too busy navigating, being a man,
Yeah.
right? So navigating through his, but, I ain't gonna say that because it's in my genes. My grandfather raised all his sons, you
Okay.
know what I mean, alone, my dad and my uncle and I think I got like six uncles, but I got seven total. But my grandfather raised them. I didn't really know him like have a but I know that a man raised them.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard for them, I guess, not having the woman, the nurturer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't tell that story about why and with my grandmother. I don't know that,
Yeah.
right? And I try to be being because they might have to see this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And this is my outlook on life and how life has impacted me, right? Good or bad, right? But even though you'll find people I'm 45, you'll find people my age, man, like they suffer in silence a lot because, for us to tell our story is being disrespectful to the people,
Hmm.
right? So then you hurt your mom or dad.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you gotta be yeah, you gotta be careful trying to navigate it. I do understand that. So I hear how you feel about it. I also wonder how people feel about that too, because I wonder if you don't tell your whole truth, or are you helping
Smothering.
someone evade accountability for
Yeah,
their, you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Like it's like a fine
Absolutely.
line to
Yeah.
tell.
Well, but like I'm with you, like, yeah, no, you're enabling their accountability for
Yeah,
sure,
you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
right? But like I said, it to tell the truth because
yeah,
that little inside the chest hurt you a little bit.
yeah,
But but your bounce back. What can it's like, oh, I didn't. That wasn't how it is though.
yeah.
It is.
Uh-huh.
It is.
Yeah, it's hard
Right.
for them to hear sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. And that's anybody
Yeah.
though. Like if you tell them, I'm the type of dude that's who I am. Like I'll tell you, most won't want to talk to me because they don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you'd rather just keep your distance or keep your truth because you don't really want to have that conversation. You don't want me to tell you. You want me to. If I don't allow you to get a buy on me or what you did and don't hold you accountable for it, you want to emotionally manipulate that situation.
Mhm.
So you want to make me believe it's my fault.
Yeah, they call that gaslight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to say sorry for
Yeah.
what you did, not
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? When you start stepping into your truth and you
Yes.
just try to figure out how you can express that where you are today without dragging people, basically.
Yeah, man, I don't want no trouble, man.
Yeah,
I don't want no trouble.
yeah,
I don't want no trouble. I don't, man. I love the people, but it's like, man, I love where I'm at. Like, it's my life, man. Just understand that. Understand that. This is my life, man. And me trying to live my best life and be my best person is not an offense to you. I do not want, you know what I mean? But yeah, you can't come along with this.
yeah.
Not now. Like, you don't have to be, we don't have to, our lives don't have to intertwine all the time for us to be friends, or, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be doing what I'm doing for us to be an item as a man, you know what I mean? Any relationship. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Even like, you know, as your parent, well, what you doing? I need to be knowing what you're doing. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because to be honest with you, you probably gonna get in the way anyway, right? Because you focus on getting out your own way. That's what, you know, and then we can, you know what I mean? But I think for me, as a 45, man, in life, like, I'm trying to navigate through a lot of feelings and emotion, right? And just on the tip of like how we see things. It don't always mean that's the way it is, but it's like understanding that you ain't there, right? I'm trying to put you in a 45 room when you 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm upset that you ain't understanding me. So I had to grow in that way, like in life, like, cause I'm like, man, why you ain't understanding what I'm telling you? And it's like, dog, I'm not there. But you know, it's like, But me, I kind of had to separate, and that was the word today, like even, you know, separate from, because if you too close to it, then they can't see, right? So I'm like, man, tangible all the time. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm here for y'all, but then people start to take it different and looking at you like now you measuring up to me, and it's like, come on, dog.
Yeah, you realize how important boundaries are.
Yeah,
You gotta have boundaries, and like,
because, you
the
know,
boundaries got to be wide outside.
absolutely.
Just can't be too close, because you keep your boundary too close to you to break it down there at you. You know?
Yeah,
You got to have
right.
layers around you.
Right,
Yeah.
and then you get lost. You could kind of lose, and you know what I mean. But and to be clear, man, I am not no, right. But you know, it's time, man. You're not like me. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And
Yeah,
acknowledging that,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
owning your truth is what
Exactly.
you have to do to really step into who you are. Because if not, you're always going to view yourself as something different than you actually are. Like, you know, just
That's a fact.
I'm me. I'm doing this. I have this power, and that's what it is. You know?
But you got your power from what you know what I'm saying? What made you, right? Your makeup. So it's like, you know, when you, like, for me, like most guys, they not around. Like, not even, like, they live in different places and stuff like that. But we were, like I said, we were grown like 16, and you know, we were really living life an adult, like in accountability. If you didn't be accountable, certain things will get you hurt, or you know what I mean, one way or the other, right? So understanding that you don't live that life, right? So I don't live the life of millionaire, or you know what I mean. I don't know what that, and not that the financial situation, but you know, those problems or that survival is different, right? Versus starving, you know. And not saying I'm just saying in how do you get by and war the pain, right? Because that's all it is. You know, life in your pain. So you figure like how you navigate through that matter, right? Or how does that shape you, or you survival mode, or how you, right? So how that kick in and your instincts, you know, is different. But you cannot disrespect the next person's tactic. I won't. You know what I mean? How you had to do that? Well, understanding. I understand that. But then now we coming back full circle. Is that the way?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Evolution, man. And so many people that come out of that world that you know that we from, man. It's just like, and I say we from, and what world am I talking about? I'm talking about just adversity, you know, and everybody go through that, right? So, but it's like, if it does it extort you for your whole life, or do you know what I'm saying, learn and understand and like, man, this is a battle and I gotta change, I gotta be, you know what I mean? I'm allowed to be. I think people most just look on TV and think that's just their life, or you know what I mean, or we navigate to TV, not.
Yeah, just what you see. You used a powerful word earlier when you spoke about the feeling of wanting a father. You used the word yearning.
Yeah.
Did you feel that your whole life? You know, a lot of people. It took me a long time personally to admit that I was hurt by my dad's absence. It took me a long time, you know, real long time.
Oh,
Did you know
oh,
your whole
I
life
knew that
that
pain.
boy was hurting?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that pain. Like when I tell you, like
Was
it
it
was
tough?
times I was,
Bigger?
it was like I am the way I am because that pain bullied and beat me bad. You know what I mean? I cried a lot, like it was, you know what I mean, young, like
Yeah.
where they today might call depression or whatever. I cried, man. I cried because I wanted to be with my mom or my dad, like these people that I, you know what I'm saying, that I
Yeah.
thought. So yeah, man, like definitely, I always knew, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, like when life is different for you, it's different from me. Like I'll probably remember, like throughout my life, I've seen these people, my mom, dad, you know what I mean, and Pat's, but did I ever live with them? No.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like in and out, like, and did they, you know what I mean? Like that was a life, man. That was a life. So, and then it was like, man, like at that age, this how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I know, like, nah, like, you know that though. As at 8, 9, 10, you know that. You know this ain't how. So yeah, I cry even though people that I was with love me, but and they loved me, but you know I knew that I had a parent that I was a love that I is an attachment that you kind of feel that you probably should have,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah, their absence is a form of rejection. Basically,
Yes,
it feels like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yes,
so you
yeah,
carry that. Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah. I get that, and that causes a lot of trauma and pain.
yeah.
And
You carry that.
yeah, for a long time, you know. I'm beyond. I carry mine for a minute. I mean, I might still carry it now. To be
Oh
honest
yeah,
with you,
no, it's scars, man.
Yeah, exactly. The scars.
The people next to me pay for it, man.
Yeah,
Some,
they don't.
like my
Yeah,
wife,
yep, yeah,
my kids. You know what I mean? That's why I say like because it's like I'm defensive for a reason, like
yeah,
because I know that. You know what I mean? That life beats you up, or people do, like, and just being understanding that people are cruel, man. Like life, and not even by
can be.
design, but you know, like consideration is not people's strong suit, man. They'll say anything to you, or like, and so I catch it, and I don't go to sleep on it. I'm gonna catch it right there, and we go, wait a minute. Because insults are insults, and disrespect is disrespect. I'm not gonna come in here and say to you, man, you look stupid, or I don't like you. What is that?
Yeah.
Like I didn't purposely insult you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going. Well, what you was doing? Like what you do? I'm not going to ask me what I'm doing, my wife, or what, you know, or you just, or your mom just did this and da da da, or you know what I mean. Hold up, you didn't. That wasn't attention because you didn't do that hoping to make me feel good. You did not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, people try to invalidate feelings a lot. We all do it, you know, at some point, and society's trying to change a little bit now, I think, you know, as we come to try to be better.
Mm.
But invalidating people's feelings is just something that I don't know why people do it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really don't know because I probably have been the type, but I'm definitely not now. But you just realize how important
Yeah.
it
Like,
matters,
yes.
people's feelings because we're all driven by commotion.
Right.
What did I say? Commotion. I meant connection,
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
commotion, and all these different
But
things.
commotion,
Yeah,
that's chaos.
yeah, all these
And
different
that's
things
because
driving.
of
Yeah,
that.
it's
You
all.
live in chaos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you bring chaos.
Yeah, so you realize like as you communicate or convey how you feel to people, it's best to do it with care, because the message is gonna fall. I said this a million times, but the message is gonna fall on deaf ears depending on how you deliver it. So
What?
growing up, I always thought communication, 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 because people always tell you communication is key.
Yes. Right.
It's really
But what does that
understanding.
really mean
Yeah,
though?
understanding is key. It's how you
Right.
understanding is much more important than communication. You could
Yes.
talk to you blue in the face, but if they're not hearing you based on the way you deliver the message, you just wasted everyone's time.
Right. Especially if we're not listening to understand,
Mm-hmm.
right? Instead of listening and respond all the time, right?
Yeah,
Or,
which is
and
human too.
yeah, absolutely. But this is the growth, right? We
Yeah.
talking about evolution here. I'm not the guy I used to be, right? And like I said, and you know, to people that been in my life and that know me, that kind of know me instead of just knowing my name a little bit, you know, they deal with it, or I can be apologetic or not understanding them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I do gotta apologize for not understanding that you can't be where I want you to be, or you know what I'm saying. But and so I'll be like, man, you're not listening to me. I got to pull from you, right? And it's like, ah, man, but it's not wrong for doing that, but not knowing how to do that
Yeah.
is it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With care, right?
For sure.
With care. So yeah, that we constantly growing.
Yeah.
We constantly growing, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you with that. Like that's something. And but you still gotta be constantly wanting to be a better person to even want to care, right?
Uh-huh.
But pure heart, man, even that was the word. God is good. But you know what I mean? Like, you gotta want to do. What's wrong with just wanting to be a good person, man? Like, and not if you comfortable with yourself, and that's it. My whole clothing thing is all about that. Like,
Your clothing line?
yeah.
Say the bring real quick. I like
Ganar Clothing
that. Yeah, I
Company.
messed
Yeah.
with that.
So,
What's it say on the back? Got something on the back.
yeah,
Right?
Ganar Clothing Company.
Oh, it just says it. I like the writing. I
Yeah,
like that.
right. So,
The font.
but like, I got it all. The gems is all on the clothes. Wasn't about the clothes. I mean, I try to like the best material and all that stuff, cause that's just the grinder in me. You know what I mean? The businessman. But comfortable in your difference is the win, right? You know what I mean? Just being comfortable in your skin, your difference. That's your win, right? And the lesson is in the journey. Like, this stuff is all on there, right? It's a flower that I first, but I was like, because I'm really spiritual, and God, I wake up and I talk to him, and it was something that said to me like, never let him choke you at your root, right? Because if you do that, then you can't grow, right? So, and I feel like what that means is like, I'm already growing in a place I ain't supposed to, right? So, and everybody thing around you, they tangle your roots up, choking you because you're not supposed to be what you want to be.
Yeah.
So I kind of, there's meaning by what I do, or what I've had on there, and everything that I do. I'm serious about life, man. I'm serious about my future or the world, man. And I understand in my belief as a Christian man, or to put a title on it, and the belief in Christ Jesus and what that means. So, no, I'm not. You see how I went to church. That's how I'm rocking. I'm 45, but I'll go in there with a sweatsuit. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Clothes don't make you holy, right? But the word to walk at and understanding what it means to lay your life down. I don't like how crazy, but to lay your life down is not to die for, but to live for, right? To take sacrifice and take time out to help you, and you know what I mean, when it's not just about me. Like I live for that, so that's why I can be comfortable in what I do.
Yeah.
Because I ain't out here I would never cross you. I ain't looking at your wife trying to want your wife. I don't want nothing. You know what I mean? I just want what God got for me and understanding that. And that changed me, man. But because in all my dark and all the time, from that pain as a kid and to being in jail and all of that, the only one that rocked me and hold me was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I cried a lot in life, man. It was a lot, you know what I mean? Like, people be like, oh, man, I cried. I've been crying a long time, man. But it was like, in that cry, man, it was a whole, like, God kind of rocked me in that, man, the whole time. Because, man, I come out and people tell you, oh, man, ain't nothing ever wrong with you. How superficial is that? Like, what, you serious?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Are you serious? Can you don't care? You know what I mean?
Someone that don't want to have a conversation for sure, because something wrong with everyone.
Yeah.
We all going through something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to ask you this. I personally, so let me see. I'm not one of those people that believes in jumping on these platforms and remixing it on yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like saying just the wildest, crazy shit to get yourself in the jam. But let's say I'm adjacent to it. I never lived the street life.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we all know somebody.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
We all know somebody.
Me too.
So, I mean, I'm close to it. Closer than I probably ever should have been, actually. So, deciding to do that, like I understand it. This is how I think about it. When I was saying earlier, I don't judge people for things because I don't know. Like there's collateral damage. You hurt people as long as it wasn't like violence. Whatever. If that was the case, okay. But like people get hurt through your actions and choices. But
Yeah.
I just don't see it much different as drug, pharmaceutical, and the reps. Like it's all drugs. Like everyone's pushing the same thing, just a different way. Like
Right.
this way is just illegal. They killed 2 million people just legally. Because the government or law says they're allowed to. So that way, I don't really see it as much different. But I know that people, like humans, you just have easy access to it. Like if you had access to something that wasn't illegal and that was easy that you could sell, you probably would have did that.
Oh no, absolutely. Well, yeah.
Somebody that has you can subscribe on.
Oh yeah.
Then you just do that. I think that's the human nature in us. It's not like you woke up looking like, let me go find some drugs and destroy my community. You just grab what you had access.
Oh no, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, yeah, no. I just like I said, like being in jail, like when you. So I separated, right? So I'm away from everything that I always known, man. And to put it clear, like not everybody didn't get a chance, man, to have a break.
Mm-hmm.
People, you know what I'm saying? You've been running, so that was just my break to introduce like the different life and to understand. Now I can understand what was happening, but if I would have stayed home, I would still be gone.
Yeah.
Until something bad, really, yeah. But no, I didn't. I was conscious later, like when you separate from an understanding, like I don't want to do that. But no, man, I didn't consciously make that decision. That was just, that was there. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. But I always been like, always on the money, always like because the grind was there. So like in school, in middle school, 6th grade, I'm like, I'm gonna sell this candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean by you had access to it. Like when people realize, like, let's just use somebody like Hove and Dame and them. They realize that the game is the same game. The work is the same work. It's the same thing, but
yes.
You get the product, you flip it. You up everything.
Yes,
all
yes,
but
I'm
it's
with
the
you.
same game.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's like
The work,
in us. So the hustler's mentality.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you had access to something else, I would imagine you probably would have.
Yeah, I'm cooking it. Yeah.
Outside
yes.
of,
Well, but I made that decision now, right?
Yeah.
So understanding, like, but we have to make those, like what Jay say, or seen a fork in the road and went straight, right? You gotta you just gotta, you gotta say it's going. But everybody comes to it though.
Yeah.
You can deny it or if you want to, but God, I believe, and that there's going to be a time where you clearly gonna make that decision which way you gonna go
Yeah.
in life.
But I think what you're doing though with your academy is what's needed in the world and community
Oh,
everywhere, because without it, you're going to go left or right. You're going to get to the fork road and you ain't going to go straight. You're going to do one or the other instead of doing your own thing, which because you just don't have access. You don't have the tools. You don't have the resources. You don't even know there's another option, or you
yes.
don't realize that this option is going to derail your life tremendously.
Yeah,
But in that experiencing that, you had to experience that to become who you are now. So
absolutely.
how do you look at that person? I'm wondering, how do you,
At the academy, and
just in general, how do you look at your experience?
oh man, listen, I would never change it, right? And I like I said, man, like even I'm gonna tell the story, but I love it. Like I love my mom, right? I love her, man, like hard, like more than you know what I mean. My dad, you know what I mean. I love my dad. I love my aunt, everybody that's in my, you know what I mean, life too. But like I just made it like to not, because at one time that's who I was, and people know it. So my love, you know it, and how I mean, you know what I mean. But I sacrifice it all for that feeling. But I can't get to where I gotta go because you need me to validate you right now. There's something bigger and greater that has to be done. I can get you that, but I can't patch it. I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
Not for my kid. Not, you know what I mean. But yes, man, bro. If I didn't go through what I want and have to figure it out, the greatest thing that everybody and anybody could have done is let me figure this out by myself.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
only because I don't owe you nothing, but I owe them, and I figured it out. And now man, bro, when I tell you ain't nobody doing it, I'm not trying to sell you because I'm doing it. But to understand it, and I'm gonna give it to you, and you will be able to do it when you hear this, right? But to understand it now, those words, provider and protector, right? This is what you supposed to be, right? Or a man, right? What does that mean,
Yeah.
right? Be strong. What does that mean? I'm strong. Like, how you telling a kid and that when I say nobody talk, no one I never know how to put this in action. So what I do now is break it down to the purest form so they can understand. I'm gonna walk you into this decision making, all this stuff. Even I had to go to classes. They call it prescription. What is it? Prescriptive plan.
Prescriptive plan.
Yeah, in jail. You had to get all these classes done and all that to meet the requirements of parole, whatever. So I went through these thinking for a change, decision making, violence prevention, drug dealers, like all of that stuff, right? I used it because, like I said, no one out there, like I'm in the street, and if I'm dominating the street, right? I'm winning in the game a little, right? So I'm over that. You can't tell. Like, I'm the boss,
Yeah. I know what you mean.
right? I'm the adult. Don't nobody tell me. I write law, right? What I say is key, and this is the craziest thing ever. But that's the way that world worked, right? The rapper run like even, but in the back in the day, the rapper wanted to be the drug dealer, right? So we already know that just in that part. So you couldn't tell me that, but now I'm not. That's my college. So now I'm separated from that, and I get to see, man, oh, that's what that, you know what I mean? The error in my ways and that. So now I get back. Now I get to break this down. Like the kid, you don't understand what's going on with you. Let me help you through that chaos, young. Let me show you how to, you know what I mean, navigate through that pain, man, because it get rough, right? So you say you have a kid, like I try to give it to the youngins, like, yo, man, you young, man, I had I was young and I didn't know, I wasn't planning on being with the woman or I thought I might have wanted to be with, with her. And we both kids having kids, it's going to be emotion, man. It's get rough.
Yeah.
If you stay there with the mom while she having the baby, it's hard to stay, you know what I mean? You don't know this young man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of allow.
Nobody tells you. Nobody tells you. Yeah.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Why? How to go to school and not like the fact that you watching mom fight her boyfriend or your dad, or ain't no food, or knowing about grown up problems, man. The bills cut off because mom, or
Yeah.
mom or dad, they messed the check up. At work they messed mom and dad check. Ain't nobody messed that check up. Ain't nobody messed that check up.
Which is problems that you shouldn't be having
at 12.
You shouldn't even be knowing about.
You shouldn't know, but they know,
Yeah.
right? And to the woman that's raising them alone, right? And these men, they looking, you know what I mean? Because they their boys. So, you can't really, they don't know where to project that pain, but they shouldn't be giving it to them kids, though.
Yeah.
But they don't know. They love them, and they just want to say, I'm doing my best. Because they left with trying to raise a man. You know what I mean? So I got a spot for the woman. Like, you know what I mean? I'm hard on men, but I love my people. But, and when I say mankind.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's mentorship. You realize that mentorship, that's why I like what you're doing. It's very important. It's absolutely, it's imperative. It's so needed.
We got to.
Without it, like, you degenerate, it's just going to recycle. You're going to see the same thing, and you are seeing it in the streets now. It's just getting crazier, to be honest.
Right. But us just sitting there saying, no, man, hey, they some nuts, they doing that. We was crazy too. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We was tripping, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So it's just like, for me, and that's my challenge to the, you know what I mean? What you going to do to change? What you going to do to help it? What do you do? Before you talk about anybody and what do you do? One, to better yourself, to be, because if you do that, you helping the world. Or I'm just crazy enough to think I can make a difference in this world and help change it or shape the future.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, and I'm just taking the steps to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I love, man, I love on them, the kids and by way of pouring me out to them, man. And I'm not the best person in the world, and I know all the answers. But I do know I know about navigating through this pain, this, you know what I mean, and the tools in the war, because we always fighting, right? So I just try to give them some. And what I don't know, see, everything attached to me, they get.
Yeah.
Access to access. So you're showing, come see Mr. Sean. Mr. Sean want to show y'all what he do.
Yeah, definitely. Give resources and information.
Yeah, access to access, right.
What you said earlier, you said you like to hold people, men, women, all people accountable. You like to hold people accountable without being confrontational.
Yeah.
I believe that. So I think that if you're not part of the solution, that you're part of the problem. And by doing nothing,
yes,
you're part of the problem. Even if the most you can do is just talk, just say words, just communicate what you've been through to try to help someone. That's enough. You don't got to be out there doing.
But the most you can do,
there's levels.
The least you can do is the most you can do for some, right?
Sure. Yeah, you can help anyone.
And it don't have to be by that way.
Even if it's just one person, you did something.
Well, and that's like we got a brunch coming up, and I ain't, but it's an introduction.
Oh yeah, when's the date? Speak on that.
November 2nd.
Okay. Where's it at?
Twining 400, Twining Road over in Upper Dublin, like right there by the cemetery. I think it's Fairview Cemetery across the street from there. And we just introducing the program to the communities, right? But the main goal of it is to be that a better Lakeside or Anderson, or you know what I mean? Like, but the academy is to be liaison with the school districts and being a part of it, man. We, being out here in the suburbs, right? you get, it's like a stigmatism of like, you get categorized as, because you live in the suburbs, like you don't go through hardship.
Yeah.
So who got it the worst? A poor suburban kid or a black? We can go to that.
Yeah, inner city. Yeah.
Right? Because you don't got nothing, right? But you're not allowed to be poor, but you are.
Mm-hmm.
Or you going to school with all that, right? And then now, let's just be, all even things are changing now, but they have to continue to change. But even in these schools, like schools that I went to school with or seen, and I still see it in the basketball or the football, or the representation of our as African Americans in suburban schools is not a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling these kids, even my sons, and they know, like, you have to be 10 times better. It's not fair? Yes, but it's not fair. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta walk a lot straighter. You know what I mean? You gotta work a lot harder. You know what I mean? You gotta keep your head up a little higher. That's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
So but I wanna be there. Like, I wanna be present. Yeah, I'm gonna use words like, you know what I mean, but I'm more than what I'm not, and that's the academy. Yeah, I might not use that word, but I guarantee you this heart, like, I'm all heart in everything that we do. So when we in the school, like, you don't have to have us there, but we have a facility that you can send them, and we'll have the tutors in place to give them your curriculum, and then they're gonna get ours. And I do have went and bought and learned a curriculum about 2 years ago, when as I was setting it up. It's a relationship education real essentials program to add to my program to get those, number base and all that stuff. But we ain't playing no games, man. You know what I mean? We gonna get you, we gonna help you see, but I ain't pulling out the kid, whatever they get, and stay in good correspondence with their parents of what, I'm never going to overstep, but I know how to nurture that. It's just a gift that I can nurture it, man. And so, like, I see it, we ain't crossing no lines. We not boxing it, religion won't be. But you got to know that God is, belief in God, it has to be, or, you know what I mean? You don't send them. Yeah. I'm not going to force any or talk religion, but we believe God as men, or in life. You gotta be rooted in something. So if you don't have that, and you don't want your kid knowing it, don't, please, and by all means, no disrespect, but don't send them to us. Yeah. Because that got to happen. Yeah. Right.
It definitely helps to have the connection.
Right. But they going to get the tools, you know what I mean, and the connections, man. Forever this gonna be, right? And like I said, I'm not the best basketball player, I'm not the best football player, but I got somebody for that. And the people attached to me come, and we gonna navigate through there. We the vehicle to that. But the schools, we want to be able to, instead of suspending them and kicking them out, send them to us. We gonna work with them. So now we can get there, and then we can be the communicator of what's going on with, because they don't got time. I get it. Schools don't have time to be, they got to teach. Even parents don't. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me help you. We got time.
Yeah, I think it helps to, how you were talking about how you present the information. I think it helps that you communicate like they communicate, because it needs to be relatable, So
well, they going to smell it. Yeah. You putting these guys, you putting them there. So, like, you putting them there. You putting them there.
Who been through it, or who been there, or who just talking. So, yeah, here's to come from you, from someone that walked the walk, and is,
Right. But just because, and I just told you what I am. Like, I'm a God, man, fearing dude, and all, like, relationship with God and a walker. And by way of the label, I'm a Christian, right? But just because the church is there, or the pastor that don't mean they the leader. Or the politician, your state, that don't mean they the leader of the community.
You're right about that.
Who?
You're right about that.
If you don't know the kids, If you don't know the community, if you're not in it, how you gonna lead them?
Yeah, you're right. You got to be out there doing the work. Yeah, you're right
Work
about that.
come first, right?
Yeah,
And that's
great
just
point.
right. So, but, and so for the schools, like we just doing a prevention situation, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, don't wait till the big fight on the bus and all. We try to eliminate that, but that's when they come. Like, oh, let's go to the community, let's go talk and get, you know what I mean? We try to, no, you're not being proactive,
Yeah, you need early intervention for sure.
right?
That's why you
And
would say you hope your program to be early intervention for
yes, or yeah, or prevention.
yeah,
And then I think it'd be a great thing, to be able to help people really get through their situations and get through school without having to allow your situations or your chaos in your life to dictate,
yeah,
and teaching them. Because listen, as I learned at 45, I try to give it to them where they at. Not the same way, but so if I can just teach them how to put their finger on the knob of chaos in life, and no matter how loud it get, how it in their head, just keep it to a minimum. It's not that bad. Like, it's not that bad. It's not that, because it doesn't matter, right? Regardless how loud you let it, we got to figure it out. So let's just keep it low and say, I got to figure it out. It get too loud, distracts you, you crash.
yeah. It's acknowledging that we're all emotional and trying to figure out how you handle and deal with those emotions, especially if you're a kid like myself or you, where the driving emotion is anger, right? So you become anger, and through your anger you become powerful. You know what I mean? Because you can manipulate situations, or you're stronger, you're tougher, or your wordplay is better than most people. You could just move. You
Oh
move
man,
fluently through the world with anger, which is it's a useful tool to you at that point in your life. But as you
yes.
get older, you realize it's no longer serving you. You can't move. You can't move further in life than this moment or this situation because you just can't do that. You can't walk around angry. You can't do any. You can't communicate with your wife angry. You
No,
can't
no,
communicate.
nobody.
You
Right.
can't
There's no
communicate.
reasoning.
Yeah, you can't communicate with the person that's bigger, stronger, and tougher and angrier than you. So you have to
Right.
figure out a
So you
different way.
got,
Yeah,
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 and then what's that disaster, right? So man, can I tell you a story? I'll just tell you
absolutely.
this. It was just, and like I said, we talked about just just being a student in life. So I'm always what man. So I'm at a training with my son, right? So, but I'm outside and then these kids, they playing, right? And then there's like an older guy. He was flying a drone, right? I don't know. He's flying a drone, but the kids is playing, right? So they come, they don't know him. I don't know. They just running around. There's a couple little girls, little boys. Hey, can you tell him he follows with the drone? They like 8, 10 to 11. He follows the drone. I said, what's going on? He being creepy, right? So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, let me see. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, guy work here, yeah, he work around or whatever, right? So I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? The man, so I'm like, you gotta take a parent, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
then, so long story short, they went and told their parent or whatever. Next thing you know, pow, they hit the old, it got in a scuffle or whatever. I don't know. I didn't actually see it, but I saw the aftermath. And I sat with that because today's day, the kid know how much power. I mean, even in kids, they're like, we talking about emotions, right? That's dangerous for these kids, even a kid, because you always knowing if you got parents or how to play each one against each other, or you try anyway.
yeah,
But now it's the other one times 10 when they know the power that they hold. I can get you hurt.
yeah, Yeah. Right.
right? So it say, oh, they, not to say that they didn't feel this way, but I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
the language, now it's like, oh, he was being creepy.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable. You come home, I'm not asking no questions. My kid told me that, right?
Yeah. You just go.
But flip side, now the kid, but now you had the power to get this man hurt, but you also had the power to get your father or your mother thrown away. They hurt the person, jail,
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
It's too much power. And for that child to have, it's like war, right? And I was like, my God. So if I can even make them even see as like what they hold and to be more caring and of that
Yeah.
power. Don't crash people. Be accountable. You know what I mean? Like all of that too, man. Like, so just being able to take the time out and to figure it out and try to help them figure it out and give them the everyday man is the hero. I don't really do that. We don't even talk about rappers, basketball players, and none of that. Like,
Yeah.
cause I asked them, what would that do for you? And they like nothing to see them, but they need to know, like, the guy right next can help you get to where you gotta go. That's all that matter at this point, right? The respect that you in relationship that you build. Now those people, but how do I get there? That's how you get there. But we gotta pull back the layers first. What's the going on? And not really getting into understanding their situation. If they talk about it, I don't need them to say much. Cause I already know.
Yeah.
I understand whatever, you know what I mean, that it is, and then it's like we gotta operate through there. So it ain't much like, people like I care though. Like you said, with heart, I care. I care. So I care enough to figure it out how to help more than, and I'd rather do that for a youth
Yeah.
than waste my time with people that already got their mind made up.
Yeah. And set in their ways, right? Like they're gonna more than likely if they're that at that age, they're probably gonna be that.
Right. Or they don't want to be nothing else, and that hurt. Cause then they try to make it like you trying to do something to them.
Yeah, like you're trying to change them, right? Like you're doing too
Oh,
much.
how dare you change? Right? How dare you try to change me?
Yeah.
I love it. Like ain't nothing wrong with you. You like how it's going?
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You like how your life going, huh? You don't want to change that. Nothing.
It's interesting that certain people, again, I always like to preface that there's no judging or condemning because your life is your life and you know what you know. But
Yes.
some people that the chaos, I'm not gonna say thrive in it, but they know how to exist in it, so they normalize it.
Absolutely.
To them,
Done
it's
it.
just like they don't know nothing other than that. They don't even realize that
And they
your
bring
life
it.
can be this much better because if you just choose some other things. But
Oh yeah, no. Chaos is that's most people.
yeah, and it has an energy behind it. So to some people, it's probably exciting.
What?
Like toxic people, it can be exciting.
Right. So you bring the loud, the nonsense,
Yeah.
all your stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have, as adults, I'm not mad at nobody. Just keep your stuff with you.
Yeah.
Over there, just keep it, man. Oh, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want to, my pastor, just to bring full circle how I learned even to these tools is just the word of God for me, right? So the pastor like, your burdens I can share, but your load you got to keep it. Like I'm not, I can help you go through some things. We can go, but I'm not. You like that craziness you got going on? Then keep it.
Yeah, that's yours to carry.
That you got to carry that, man. You choosing that. You choosing that. Why would I? Nah, man. Yo, you give me some advice about my chaos, and I'm gonna fight you on. Nah, it ain't. You go ahead and keep that.
Yeah, that's
I don't want change, but I don't want help.
yeah. That's why who you're targeting, and I mean
Yes.
targeting in a good way, is a good target.
That's-
Kids while they're still receptive and learning.
Yes,
Trying
and
to grab someone that's stuck in their ways it's gonna take more work than you probably
yeah. That I'm willing. Yeah.
like a grown adult human.
Right.
No.
But so and then with them, all I do is try to just show. I don't want to talk. I just want to show you,
Yeah.
right? And I pray that God will continue to use me and allow His light to shine on in that way, because we know, like, I don't care about, I like nice stuff, but the only way for them to see, like, if I ride down the street in the Bentley, at least I want it to be for God, right? So that you're gonna get it, receive it the proper way. I didn't do none of that to get that. Whatever it is that I didn't do that. I wasn't a rapper. I wasn't you know what I mean? I was just a man that chose to, but of course, we grow up, and it's sad that the working for God get the bad name, right?
Yeah.
I could pull up. I was both, right? So I was a drug dealer, and they love me for that. I'm the man for that. I got worse cars or nice cars, you know what I mean? Less than that. And oh man, that joint nice, man. You doing your thing.
Yeah.
But the pastor pulled down the street in a BMW. He's stealing. He the crook. He the crook.
Yeah.
He the bad guy. He ain't supposed to have nothing. He work for God.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be. I work for
That's
the
interesting.
enemy.
Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think the perspective is so backwards?
That's the trick. You know what I mean? Because that's the shaping of people that's doing bad. Just the same way with I
Yeah.
manipulate these kids or my friends to be able, or you said like the gang code. If all that stuff is just manipulation for you to be accountable for my accountability. If we get caught up, you can't tell us, you gotta take that. You know what I'm saying? Or
I get it. They start to idolize and have admiration for the wrong things.
right, well no, I'm shaping you to believe that. So now you believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. And through the experience of seeing it over and over again, that looks like it's winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we losing.
Yeah.
The whole time, right?
Everybody too.
Everybody.
You never hear in the history of that profession, that game, I never heard nobody say they caught a W at the end. Like I never, from Rick Ross to everyone, people that I know personally, like I don't know a single person. You know how we all have this image of somebody that, set up and moved this way and put his money into businesses. I'm sure there's a couple cats like that. But for the most part, it's a lose. It's a lose. Even on the soul of the person.
But that's
that way, they're still losing, I think.
that's it though.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, and I preached the word. I'm licensed and all that too. But I did it. So my first sermon was that, and I don't, I just believe that God don't want me stuck here. I've been in the streets, so I've been I impacted. My value was way more in the way that happened. So there's only other way to do it is to be out and do the same. But like, what is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul, right? That's right. So to go and get everything don't mean it's a win. Like I'm dead inside.
Yeah, empty, right?
Yeah, it's hollow. Ain't nothing in there. You know what I mean? Like, because like you said, the win. Like who determines? Like win different for us is your win is your win. I got some Nikes. You got Balenciaga. That's cool.
Yeah.
But this is what I like. That's what I did. I didn't get what you. So am I not winning because I ain't on the scale of you?
Yeah.
I don't have what you have. Then I'm lose anyway because I'm measuring myself to you, and that's no way you can win that way.
Yeah, I think especially as people mature and get older, they start to realize that there's no real value in material things. Like it may cost money and it may look fly and it may make you feel good.
But it don't make you.
Yeah, exactly. And in the end of it, it's like that feeling, it just can't maintain itself because you have to continually buy stuff over and over again. There's not enough stuff you can buy. That's why people are still chasing that high or that dopamine hit from material things, and it's never ending. It's like chasing money. There's never.
Oh yeah, well the thrill to chase.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But the other way, you could find like wholeness and happiness and being a decent human, basically.
And that's the flip around, right? We just get there, but like you said, but what happened when the people don't say, "Damn, you just did all of that. I got 3,000. I'm not come out," and they don't say nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, so, you know, like, you gotta, for me, it's like, I don't care outside of who I am, right? But, I understand it, and I'm just trying to tell the people, like, with the kids and show, like, man, none of that means nothing. Without God, without, my wealth, it has nothing to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you talk about generational wealth, right? And what does that mean? I guess they talking about dollars, but that don't, I watch families that pass love down. That's their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have that, but I watch it. I see families where, the chaos is back, but you know what I mean? But they know how to love all the way down from where that's decent for me. That's like, like, you really love your cousin like that? Like, I don't mess with you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's different.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that and it's like, man, that's dope. That's real. That's rich right there
Yeah.
to watch somebody actually care for somebody without no strings attached,
Mm-hmm.
because you're supposed to, right? Because their family has set that structure and that it passed down. So, but if we just take away that, what we think is we can win, man, and everything, because you're winning. Yo, I just made a, literally, not just because of a color, just the world. We lucky to make it back home to our family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won today.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right about that.
You know what I mean? I get to see you. I love you. Boom. Like everything else is just a blessing. It's just the tools. The money is the tool to get to where we go. If you don't know where you're going, money ain't gonna do you no good anyway, right? So it's like you dump hundreds of thousands on me, and I don't know what to do with it. It's gonna be a destruction to me.
Yeah. Definitely. It's gonna make your situation more
Right.
worse.
Right. So where am I trying to go on, right? We go on trips. You don't even use dollars no more, right? You just,
Mm-hmm. Card.
right? Go to the game. They don't even take cash, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I'm like, wow, like, this is real. Like, Kanye, like, but he was being honest. Like, when you have relationships and all that, well, I'm gonna go to your country. I'm gonna eat the food for free. I don't have to pay for somewhere to stay. Like, all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is like real. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you know what I mean? But we gotta grow. We gotta mature. We gotta evolve and understand it. But in that, you have to say, how can I utilize the things that I've learned, my pain that has helped me grow, even my insecurities or my pain that I still gotta get you sort through. Let's do it together. I still gotta tighten my stuff up,
Yeah.
tighten the structure up, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm doing this raw. I'm going, man. And I'm gonna learn doing the way like I had to learn to navigate through that pain and all of that and understanding that. And I'm going I'm gonna be full of uh full of cause
It's a good word. What you gonna say? Because that's true. You're gonna say
mishaps.
okay. I thought you were gonna say mistakes.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't believe in mistakes. I get what you're saying.
Not even, yeah. Well, I don't not believe a mistake. I just believe there's a time past mistake. Like for the kids to make the mistakes, the men we make decisions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. I get
right. So and they're gonna be good and bad. Like my kid, they'll tell you like the difference between a mistake and a decision. We gonna continue to make it. And I know they gonna make bad decisions, and I'm gonna make some still, right? But that's just the work of growth and all that. But if I'm making a conscious decision, my decision, I gotta stand on everything. So if I went through that light a little bit, I know whatever come with that. I can't. Man, I just let me get that.
Yeah, helping people understand that you have to, like you said, stand on or live with your choices and to try to choose wisely every step of the way. It's
Right.
important. That's why I respect what you're doing, honestly, because the mentorship, like I think about it myself too, because I know that I'm in a position where I probably could,
Yes.
maybe should do more, but I'm just doing this. But I respect it because I know it takes a lot, to do that and for you to realize that now is the time
Yeah.
as you're still learning too, you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we
mentor
always
here,
gonna.
yeah, exactly. So you learn, and even as you start to be a mentor,
Yes.
you're going to learn to be a better mentor, you
Yes.
know, and
Absolutely.
more valuable and of more value.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lot.
Man.
Step out there and be vulnerable. It's a lot, you know.
Hey.
You know,
I and
you
I
got to put
and that's
yourself out there.
yeah. And I'm not. And that's my thing. Like, I'm not the toughest dude in the world, but I ain't cowering from life. On my pain. It ain't gonna beat me up. It ain't gonna stop me, right? So if I fail, it don't matter that you said that. I didn't. To me, you ain't got the heart
Yeah, yeah,
to do it.
yeah,
I'm challenging you. You do it then.
yeah,
Come on out here. Yeah, oh, you can judge me to do it, but you ain't gonna do it. And like you said, in position, man, we all in position to do a little. You know what I mean? Do a little bit more, or hey, I can. I feel like we so afraid to talk to people, or you know, it's like I see the kid, hey, how you doing, man? You all right? Check on. I ain't trying to sell them it, but I want to see where you at. Do you? Is it even my services that you need, or how can I?
yeah,
You know what I mean? And you tell me, oh yeah, man, I just had a kid. I was at a football game and I seen him. And I know what it looked like because I look like it.
yeah,
I know what it smelled like.
yeah. I think a lot of people. I'm gonna kind of what do you call this word? I don't even know the word, but a lot of people probably feel reluctant to be vulnerable because you know society teaches you that to be hard is to be tough. You know that's what a man's supposed to be. When I'm sure there's moments for that to be tough, but not all day. You know, at some point, you got to let your guard down and let someone else in and let people help you. And it's just hard to gauge who, when, and what. You know, when it's the
Yes.
proper time to let somebody in. So even those tools, you need to equip people with. Even knowing when to let someone in because
Yes.
people out there want to take advantage of your vulnerability. You
Absolutely.
know, so
As yes.
it's
Right,
all
right,
God,
right.
man. You
Well,
know,
that's it. Absolute. Well, like yeah, navigating to that
yeah,
part. Yes, I totally agree with you saying that make all the sense in the world
yeah,
because that's what we like you got to learn to learn, right? So
yeah,
it's like, man, like all right, you arrived there, but how do I arrive to there too? Like how do I arrive to the point of all the nonsense or my insecurities or the things that I got to get to that point to be able to open that up to happen again? But that's the only way to be successful at love is to be willing to be hurt,
yeah. You're right. It's part of it, right?
right? So how you right? So it's like
Have
you
to.
had women, or just using the analogy of the women, right? How do you find your wife? Because you didn't had girls and then you hurt before, so now you can't. You gotta be willing to be hurt again
Yeah,
to even be able to love, right? So it's like, all right, or you gotta know, hey, I'm not going down that road with you.
yeah,
Now I ain't going down there with you, cause you got too much go. You don't even know how. And, I'm not getting in a car with a blind man and let him drive,
mhm,
and I know it.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm gonna let you crash us.
yeah, yeah,
I
right.
can see,
Yeah,
you know. So I'm just if I see, it's my job and to say, hey, no, that ain't it, right?
yeah, for
So
you.
yeah,
Knowing
for
what's
me,
right for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right. So and it's like, all right, boom, and that's all I try to do with from the kids to anybody around me. I do not need you be the best me. I need you to be the best you. The best you is only gonna help us to be where we can be, like,
yeah,
and go where we gonna go. I gotta be the best me. You gotta be the best you, whoever that is, and that's gonna bring us a full circle and power to get it done because only teams, right? So we figure I'll be the point or shooting guard or you know what I mean. We got the Derek Fisher, the Kobe, and
yeah,
Shaq, and all these. You know, everybody got to play a role, but I'm okay with being the best rebounder. I don't know, just put me in, coach. You know what I'm saying?
doing
That's
your part.
yeah, and so, but just because somebody know your name or you went to school with them or they know you my cousin or they think, you know what I mean, you can't be. Certain people, it's only, with certain people, you can only be but so much.
Yeah.
Right? So if I look at Mr. John, you can't be Mr. John no matter, and you are. You got everything that he got, but in my eyes, you ain't that.
Yeah.
Right? And then, locals and people that, in your neighborhoods and all that, if, I know in my, and I smile and, and I got probably less than but I ain't poor and I'm not rich. But, but, but mama, I made it, right? I represent our family, right? And yeah, if you wasn't, you've been through addiction, you all that, but they underneath you, right? You underneath them, but you ain't, right? And I ain't. 'Cause I know the people who think that they was over my mama, that kid's supposed to be over me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, a lot of people need that too because it's
Yeah.
a way to lift themselves. And it's insecurity and all that is human. So with that, like we know that about these people, and we
Mm-hmm.
just got to give grace.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's the most we can
Right,
do because you
right.
know that they're, you know what that is. You know where that comes from. That's a place because you've been there. You've been
Yes,
hurting too.
yes, right, right.
That's more
Oh, hurt, yeah,
where that
hurt
comes
people,
from.
hurt,
Yeah,
right. And but the grace is being not allowing, don't tear you down. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to succumb to it, right? Then that's just cool. Like, because most people try to make you feel bad about you or insecure about you, and I find that the world is, most people in it are cowards to their pain. It's extorting them I and Jadakiss said the game extorts you, but it's the pain that extorts them big time, right? So I got no guys that cower and ball up in the corner because that pain hard. Life be beating the crap, but it's okay to cry. It's okay to not, you know what I mean? It's not my fault that this is my life. It's not my fault that I didn't know, right? I didn't know. I went to jail 4 years. My son, right? My oldest one. I didn't know no better. Like, I didn't know that I was more, I thought maybe somebody's mom or anybody that was more important in his life, not me. So I sacrificed that.
yeah,
But I didn't. If I would have known, I would have never did that. I
yeah.
would have never.
You didn't realize you being around was obviously way
It
more
was way
important.
more important than, you know what I mean, than the
In whatever
people.
situation
Yeah.
you were in, even if you were broke, you being present
Yes.
was more
Right.
valued than
So for me, who loved it, man, I embraced it. When I was in it, man, I was like, man, I want to, I want to be there, to get to that. I didn't. I was really trying to shake and move as business because I thought that this was my empire, right? So and it's like, but I never, like, I don't understand, like, that. How can, when you learn and then you think about and you say you love somebody? That's one thing I learned in jail was like, man, if I say I love you, how can I not want to be there to walk into the school bus and I remember those times yearning for my mom to walk in the door or my dad to walk in the door and come to school, like, and that was just like a dream.
yeah,
Ain't nobody coming to school for you or to play or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? Even though the people who did come, and I love them for it, but the people you wanted to come.
yeah. That void can never be filled. It just can't be.
Right,
And some people
right,
chase it forever, usually trying to fill it with the wrong things.
right. But understanding that, right?
No,
Why would I take a conscious decision to trying to be like, I don't get it. Like, I don't think it's cool and to want to be the most tough or a gangster or rich or sacrifice the love that I have for you to that's selfish of me. That's something that I want. My kid don't care about the shoes or that my dad will bust your head, or, you know what I mean,
yeah,
or whatever we I get us having survived, but how long you gotta survive?
yeah. You,
And then not just, thrive.
yeah, yep, yeah.
You know
You
what I mean?
realize how much of it is all about you.
Yeah.
And when you can make it about other people, the experience is much different. Because like you talk about a lot, when you're doing things to serve and in service of service, it's just a different thing.
Oh man.
You know.
different.
And that's probably what makes you be able to want to be a mentor,
Yeah.
mentorship, because
Yeah.
it's not about you.
It's not,
If it was
yeah.
about you, you'd be doing something.
Oh yeah, I could.
You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
could
Like,
take. I get the
yeah,
money.
yeah. There's different stuff you be
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
It's all about you.
Right, and but then that's even a thing too. Like, so I gotta like kind of over show you that I'm not trying to. This ain't no hustle.
Yeah,
This ain't no scam. Like, this is crazy. If you think I'm crazy enough to play around with some kids for some money, like, and their emotions and trying to parade, for some money, I seen the money in this. Come on, man.
yeah. That ain't where it's
Come
at.
on, bro. Come on, man. You got to be out your mind, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I never even thought about that. There would be people that would think that opposite. I'm sure there's a lot.
well, because it's like, what are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
And you can't believe that
Mm-hmm.
you can't believe that I care that much.
Mm-hmm.
But people who know me, and like I said, and when I say know me, knowing that I've been that to them in their life, they know better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's that person that will look at you and try to condemn you in that fashion. That's a them thing.
Oh
Really,
yeah.
they're exposing themselves because they're just projecting how they feel about doing something like that. It's like because you think I need to get something of monetary exchange from it because you need to get something.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
like I get
Yes.
filled, my spirit gets filled by
Yeah.
giving people.
Yes.
You might be empty.
Yeah.
Like so you need money. I don't need money.
Or you,
So
yeah, right. And just because I said I don't mean I'm rich. It's just that I don't need to operate. I don't need that
yeah,
for that, right? You're absolutely right, man. It's crazy, man, because you got to have a relationship with God, or you know what I mean, to understand like that things aren't, it ain't always about that, right?
yeah,
Because I know that has been good to me, man. Yeah, you pull me all the way through and take care of my everything. I don't need for nothing, right? And walk me through things, man. I couldn't even tell you, like, I don't make no whole lot of money, you know what I mean? But the stuff that get done it's plentiful, right? So when I say I don't need money, I can access is worth more than money. That's the doors that are open. And it don't cost me nothing to get in.
hmm
You know what I mean? Say like, how much money is the program? It don't cost us money. The money, we need tools, so we need money for the tool to open up the doors and all that. But I'm giving you time. How many people take time out of their life?
which is the most valuable thing that you can
Well,
give.
yeah,
Way
and
more than money.
yeah, right. And then value is determined by what? Impact. Your impact,
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
right? Big impact, big value. Little impact, little value, right? What do you do?
I wanted to ask you one final question.
Go ahead,
Now,
bro.
this one is, I'm curious because whenever I'm talking to people that have transitioned, or the journey of life and they've evolved to become the better them,
Yes.
I'm always trying to figure out when the moment was or how or the why or what. But for you, I wanted to ask you, when you go and take that sit down, you just one time? You just one?
Yeah, one time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when you go and take that sit down, I'm imagining initially it doesn't happen right away. So at what point while you're sitting do you start to realize that you were probably on a path that you didn't want to stay on?
Well, I think it was like 27. So I went in at 26. Probably like, in that, like, I remember it because I used to write down stuff in there.
Yeah,
But like, I'm like, Doc, excuse me, like, I, life was just moving. So I had never sat down and read books.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I always was a listener. I didn't matter to be like old heads. I always, like, I would be around them, man. I would be in the bars with the older guys. And, my neighborhood was rich at one time was rich, like, everywhere I grew up at, everywhere I was, it was speakeasies, and you know what I mean. Because my and so I would talk to older people and all that. So I always was like a person who would listen
yeah.
and
Soaking up the
and, and
game.
circle up, yeah, life. So, but and then in there it's like, oh, like certain times I would read and understand, like, oh man, like slave mentality or what's going on. So it was like there was no substance. It was just a free time to understand and learn. So yeah, I think I was like 27 and it was like, oh man, and I understood like that I was here for, more. Not that I'm the superhero or the next coming, but I could be of good impact and to this world if I apply myself um, and learned and do stuff like that. So and once I started to try to nurture it, better me and like, oh man, this is cool. Like I got a son, I'm gonna save him and my little brothers that that I had to, and then everything that was attached to me that I felt that needed it or cared. Like you know, I always wanted to feed my people, right? Everybody thing attached to me, you know what I mean. So I never wanted nothing just for me. So that was, and I was open to see, man. But like understanding the adjustment, like I'm free now, I'm locked up. But you know what I mean? Understand, like it was like, oh, the first 2 years rough, and now this is life. So now I'm adjusting. Now I know how to operate and move, and just like adapting to my environment, right? But I'm not, but complying, but not conforming, right? So I did what I needed, but I didn't conform.
Yeah, it didn't become you.
Yeah, right. And that's the same thing. Like I never even work. I never, you know what I mean? I don't want to just learn. Like I've been saying for 6 years, and I'm just getting like how to gig, like, cause everything is like for me is like growing up even in the street, like everything, even in jail, you had to be a man. You know what I mean? You had to move right and treat people, you know what I mean? Or it was consequences. But now it's different. Like in work, people just be what they be. And they, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter, disrespectful or sneaky or it's bad, man. And I'm like, it's worse than this. It's worse than the street because they can get,
Yeah.
And if I don't smarten up, if I don't know how to play within it, I lose. I don't have no self-control. Like I said with the kids, the parent not understanding. Let me take a step back. Wait, let me ask. What did he do to make you feel uncomfortable? Hey man, you made my kid feel uncomfortable. I gotta be here. I gotta be constant. No, I beat and kick your butt. Now the next time, I'm not gonna be there, right? So but it's for us. A lot of us in this world, black, white, green, without direction, you gotta find out on your own, and it's hard, man. You know what I mean? So you gotta, but just wanting to, and I think, all of that, God for all of everything in my life to bring me here, right? And to pour it out, man. But that moment, 27, that moment changed my life. I used to write poetry just because I found a way to get in tune with everything that happened and now my scars and who I was. I was introduced to Gary Fields. I was no longer. I was introduced to who I was and what I was supposed to be at that time, right? And I still can't. Like it still was bad to sin, but it was a foundation set so to now full surface to what I mean and understand, move away from distraction, understand the mission and and know what a mission mean and to stay on it, right? And like I said, I lost a lot friendships or relationships with people that I cared for. Not all the way bad, just in the because you don't know what I'm doing. You don't understand what I'm doing. How come I'm not letting you be a part of it? Why I'm not talking? And it's like, this is my life, man. And I don't see you. You know what I mean? I can't explain it to you because you can't see that. But at the same time, it's like I can't let you destroy this. You know what I mean? Or you needing my attention when my attention need to be here. I can't come and, oh, you need me to rub your back right now because you going through, come on, man.
Yeah, that's for kids only now, you know? And even that, we know we draw boundaries with that.
Absolutely,
But
right?
that's for kids only. Yeah.
Exactly. The babes, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, well, you might need to go seek those steps, but I can't keep doing that for you. I can't. And as much as I care for you, that ain't helping you, man. It ain't helping you, it ain't helping me. We gotta, you gotta seek something other than I'm not it. I'm not God. Right? I can put you on a path, you and think, oh man, I do, but I know. Listen, man, not today. I'm trying, to be the best me, serving a God, right? And let that be that. I don't want to preach to you that all the way. I want to live. I want to live that, walk that. You know what I mean? I just want to walk, man. That's it. I walk this life. You know what I mean? So you can say like, well, he said this. No, I ain't told you nothing. Well, you don't talk. You don't say what it is. Come see. So in the documentary, at the brunch, you will see exactly what the academy is. And when you hear it's in your neck of the woods, you know what's going on. And I don't plan on like like I'm like a business, but I definitely wanted to be there with the people to inspire. So the people that want to be that person in that neighborhood, come on. Or here you go. You don't even have to be Ganar Academy. It could be yours. I don't got no problem
Yeah.
giving you that.
Yeah, you just trying to let it out the blueprint.
Yeah, because I can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And don't, you know what I mean? So, this is something that I don't mind giving, or I want to give, but not for bad. Not for bad. Not for because you want to be seen. Everything is cool. You going to go be philanthropist for fame? There's a lot come with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't, or for money. Like, oh, yeah. And oh yeah, everybody got non-profits, and all that, dog. I work for mine. I get up and go to work every day.
Yeah, I think if the mission is pure,
Yes.
and the drive comes from purpose, you'll get to where you're going. It'll just be a little slower.
Oh yeah.
But
right.
Say that the fastest way to get anywhere is slowly. So
yeah, right.
You'll
It's going to take me 50 years to be 50, right?
Yeah.
It took me 45 years to be 45.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get here in 20
Mm-hmm.
years, 30 years. You know what I mean? And and that's just from listening to like Eric Thomas and them on there, on the Pandora and them. Like I listen to that type of stuff all the time, and just that keeps me pumped and sharp. Because that's like minded, right? So and that's all it is. It doesn't mean. And I'll leave you with this. Because I live by that book. Like that's and I'm not saying it in like a structure. That is my structure, but not I don't go by law and all that. I just live it, right? So it says to be like-minded or equally yoked. It doesn't say same blood, same color.
Yeah.
Like-minded.
Yeah.
Right? Equally yoked. So just because we from the same neighborhood don't make us the same. Just because we come out the same womb don't make us the same. Mm-hmm. What makes us the same?
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Minds, right? Yeah. And how we think, how we operate, right? We fall off or we come together for either the lack of movement or the way you think it's sort of the way you move, or we on the same path and then we can go, that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't. If you're not doing what I'm doing, and that's cool. I'm not judging you for that, but I'm telling you that don't line up with me.
Yeah. You start to realize that if you surround people that all have the same purpose as you, then you can achieve whatever. You can achieve almost anything, you know, and it, well, yeah, anything, not almost, but, and the purpose, it doesn't have to be financially or anything like that. It could be, the purpose could be happiness, but you surround people around you that are like-minded in how they strive to be happy or how they strive to be healthy,
Right.
whatever it is.
Yes,
As long
yes,
as you all
yes,
have the same purpose, you're going to the same destination. You know,
yes.
I mean, if you don't have that, getting to where you're going with people that are on a different mission, you know, it's
Well,
impossible.
but and like you said, I love the two ways what you said, purpose and destination, right?
Mhm.
First of all, you gotta know, do you know where you're going to even head out, right? And purpose, right? Me and my brother were just talking like purpose is on purpose. I do things on purpose. Like I don't deal with you on purpose.
Yeah.
I do deal with you on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? I live this life of purpose. I'm purpose driven and I do things on purpose.
Yeah. Intention, right? Yeah.
Intent, right? And my purpose is easy, man, to be what my belief says I am, what I should do. I believe to walk right in. And to, you know what I mean? The words that I read and how I interpret them. And you know how they say religion and I'm not religious. I say that in a way of I'm, because when you separate people in religion, when you say religion, right? Because I believe wholeheartedly in Christ Jesus, that's for me. But I'm not telling you you wrong or you're not going to do it because that's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not my job. This worked for me. This is what I believe, brother. I no need to argue. No, I'm not getting off of this.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get you off of that.
Uh,
And we can, you know what I mean? But we can, if you believe in God, we can all agree that the main attribute, the only attribute that matters is good. It's not outside of that.
mhm.
It's not outside of that for me. So if you must say, I don't care what you are, I deal with people on it because I'm not looking at you for that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the attributes, if you're not a good person, if you don't, you know, the fruit, you can tell a tree by the fruit. If bananas on that tree, I'm not going to think it's an orange tree. I'm not. It's not possible.
I know what you mean though, but by someone holding that, you know that at the core of who or what they are, there's that, you know. And no matter what you're trying to do, that is
That's
what
going to,
grounds us.
yeah, and it's going to come off you,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And that's it for me, man. Like I just, you know, and I feel like everybody, you know, like like that's that like you can connect with that because I'm never coming up on you talking to you crazy.
Mhm.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying. You can't say. I'm dying for it. Somebody walk up, say that I do that. Say I've done that. You can't straight face. No one can say that. No one. Ain't a woman. I'm a lawyer. Like I've been married 12 years. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Going on 13.
Yeah, congrats.
And you know I wear that as a badge. You know I don't like my wife. I'm loyal all the way to everything in there. I love my family, and I ain't doing nothing to break that up, man. If it happen, it ain't my fault. It won't be on me, man.
I like that, man.
You know what I mean? Like, for real, man. I just try to do the best thing that I can, man. I've messed up a lot in my life, you know what I mean?
And you'll do some more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because what I don't know, you know what I mean? But, you know, but I'm open. I don't think I know it all. I know a lot because I listen a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And I know that. I know that. So when you talking to me, I'm eating. I ain't coming. I don't know what you do in life. I don't know. All I know, and what do it matter? Nothing outside that we got. I don't know if you got mansions, cars, money. I don't know nothing about that. We never talked about your bank account, what you do. We ain't never talked about this whole conversation of what we do for a living. Or what kind of house I got. Because there ain't none of that matter in this conversation. The value is right here. who we are and what we do.
Yeah, I feel like what a person does is the least important thing about them. I know that some people, because that you went through a lot to get to that position, so it means something to some people, like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. There's prestige attached to it, but typically when I speak to people, it's not about that.
Yeah,
I'm not really interested personally. You
yeah,
know, I respect it, the grind to get there, but I don't care about that. You
yeah.
know?
What do it matter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't.
Well, I mean, it's because you want to talk about your work and your drive. That's going to happen regardless, right? Where you ended up is a trophy for you, but it's like it still don't matter if you ain't doing nothing with it, right?
Yeah.
What does that? What do you do for the world? What do you do for people?
Hmm.
What do you do? Like, do you make people feel good?
Yeah. What they say? The world brought you to your knees. What have you brung you? Lupe Fiasco. So Ganar Academy, but
Yes.
is it what is that? What's the logo right there?
Oh, this was
G
a
and
new
A.
one. No, it's the G.
Oh, okay, just a
This
G.
is the G. This was it was a new logo. A
How do
friend
you
of
get
mine,
it?
Jason.
How do we get it? How would we get it if we wanted to get it?
Oh, so my website, you can go on Instagram now. We had moved. I had the store in Ambler, and we,
Okay.
it was pretty good. Just was at the time my vision. My youngest son was going into basketball, and then I had the vision. It was like the place was smaller. So what I seen, what I wanted, it wasn't there like to grow it and stuff like that. And then, I had to, as far as physical and business, like we talk about, the sacrifice of me chasing my dream was taking care of my son,
Yeah.
and he want to be a basketball player. So I got to pour some money. I got to get him trained, and we do that. So I just but I got it. So the things I post now, and stuff like that, I do it off of Instagram,
Okay.
Ganar Clothing.
So if we go to your Instagram, there's a link in the bio. You can grab a shirt.
Yeah, no, it's not a link. The website, we just fixing it up now and moving the stuff. But you can just say I like that, and DM stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay.
I haven't um, really put nothing new out lately, and stuff like. I'm still because I'm more into the garments and stuff like that.
I like
I was
that.
just rebranding
Yeah, I like that logo though. I
at
like
the
that.
point. So yeah, like this, and then and the stuff that we growing more, and then so. But yeah, the clothing is on there, but the academy clothing you can get from off the website,
What's the website?
the Ganar Academy. Yeah,
TheGanarAcademy.com.
.com.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. You can
TheGanarAcademy.com.
learn everything about the Ganar Academy on theganaracademy.com. We have the Ganar Academy on Instagram. Gary Fields Jr. On my Facebook.
Okay.
It shows that. I mean, I don't have to erase nothing. I walk this life. All my imperfection, perfect is in there.
Yeah.
I do I do have my Instagram, my Stacks Jackson, even then on there. But that was my alias name, whatever. But I just tried to not show my family pictures
Oh yeah.
on those
Yeah.
stuff. That's the only difference. But even on that, you still gonna see who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not Bruce Wayne and Batman
Yeah, there is
like that.
pieces of your life that you do want to obviously keep separate, though. Yeah, for sure. I don't post my kid at all on mine.
Well, and that's what I don't plan
Yeah,
on. I mean, got caught up in that little thing. But
yeah,
I do, I do like to show, like, because I just feel like we never had those. Like, I love my wife, and I want to show you that it's okay. And people just, oh yeah, it's hard. Oh man, you happy wife, happy life. Oh, you prisoner. And it's like, man, I
yeah,
love this one. Like, I love this. I can't operate without my wife. I love this stuff, man. Like, my kids, like, this is beautiful. Like, don't let them. You can be faithful to a woman, like,
hmm,
and it's okay for her to do you wrong and be hurt and you know what I mean.
work
But
through that. Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, because it's part of it. It's all
right.
part of it. Like,
But
the game ain't just gonna be you putting up 40 every game.
right, or who said that you gotta have 1 million women? No, you know what I'm saying. But I just don't. To each his own, but I show mine, not as like I'm showing off. I show you like it's okay. I want people to know, old, young, it's okay to love, your kid or over money or stop choosing the party and over your child or your woman, or you know what I'm saying. So I put that up for that reason. You know, I don't really want to show no money or I'm 45 years old. Everything I got, I should have.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, so I am like, oh, look at me. Like, you got a roof over your head?
Yeah.
You got a car? That was you should.
Great. Yeah.
You should. You should.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you, if you got people that depend on you, then you should be dependable upon. You should be dependable. That's it, right? And that's just it. So yeah, you can find all that stuff on there. But yes, the major thing, like, you can find the Ganar Academy .com, and all my information is in there. You can find it.
When's the brunch again?
November 2nd.
Okay.
Next month, November 2nd. I want the people, if you watching it and you want to know more and you like what you hear, please come. $25 ticket. That's helping fundraising. We haven't had no grants from nobody. We do this thing from the muscle. My people with my team, my family, whatever you want to call it. You know, we do it. We work. We all workers. Sanitation workers, UPS workers. You know, on private owned business, but still, we come up. So you know, that $100 that we got separate is four of us is 400, or 7 of us 700.
Yeah.
And so we funded that way. We in process to do things, but we want to do that. But we really want to show you what it is and challenge people to be inspired, man, and want you to want to do something for your neighborhood. Like, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you saying, oh, y'all bought sneakers, we buying coats. They win. I want that. I want to challenge you in that way. I want to challenge you in that way to be better. Or you giving them, basketball, we giving them basketball, and hey, listen, they win. I don't care if you got a better program or whatever, that's fine. We can work together in this.
Yeah, let's challenge each other to see.
Yes, man.
Be the most supportive.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Change the world. Let me challenge you to change the world, man, and be good to somebody, man. And if you do that, man, we all, and I feel like that's crazy, because if that's all you need is a clap, they gonna hold it back, man.
Yeah, you're right about that, right?
You choke, you know what I mean? And it's like, man, and that's the blessing. The clapping is the blessing, because you are helping them continue. I would come to somebody like, yo, I like what you're doing, brother. What that gonna do for you?
Motivation.
Fuel you. Oh, man, you know what I mean? I do, bro. I appreciate this. I appreciate you for being you and having that, Omar, and you know what I mean? Shout out to him, for passing you my name and what he doing. And
shout out to Omar and Crush Crew Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Crush Crew. Shout out to man. And he doing the best him, man, and he trying to work where he got his skills in his life, and to giving, to the people.
Yeah, he mentioned you, and he was impressed with your evolution and your personal growth.
Right, he saw it as a child. Yeah, man. I'm at awe of a man that's daring to be him and being, you know what I mean? Somebody might, Crush Crew, Jiu-Jitsu, that might not be popular. Most, I know it wasn't in our, like, man, anybody trying to be rolling around. What is you doing?
Yeah.
But now he got people that look at him and say, yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
We can be that. And so shout out to O for that, man. Shout out to you for that, brother. And being comfortable enough in your skin to be who you want to be.
I appreciate you, bro. We're all showing up and trying to do what we can do.
Yes, that's it. Show up, right? I teach that to kids.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you.
Gary Fields.
Yes, sir. Yep. Thank you.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Yes, sir.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in to The Awakened Avoidant. We hope our convo has provided you with insight, inspiration, and healing energy. As you go about your week, let's continue to work together to heal ourselves and our community. Stay safe and continue to spread healing vibes wherever you go. Catch a new episode Wednesday weekly on all platforms.
Strawberry vinaigrette in my fridge, made it from scratch.